So, I finished with the move to my parents' house. Yes, I know, it's complicated, and well, I'm beat, so I guess I'll just play a game. Just grandma and me? Nah, reminds me of my personal life. Barbie's Writing Club. Maybe later. Oh shit, that's gross. King's Quest? Like, I don't know what the hell to play. God damn it, what can I play? I might have to get some help for this video. Ooh, I know. Geekwad. The fuck's this nerd, am I right? The Geekwad series was developed and published by Tsunami Games, who also made games such as Man Enough and Blue Force, and well, judging by the reviews, that's a good sign. The Geekwad series consists of a whopping 2 games, Geekwad's Guide to Gaming and Games of the Galaxy. Today we're going to be looking at the sequel because, well, Brutal Moose already looked at a Guide to Gaming over 10 years ago, and I thought, hey, why not be original for once in my life? Maybe this game will help me decide what game to play since my brain doesn't want to function, apparently. Okay, I already have a question right here, okay? Is the tsunami logo supposed to sound like water, or is this like a freaking explosion? If this isn't a bad omen for what's to come, I don't know what is. Holy crap, man, that's a long time! Long before there were whoopee cushions and rubber chickens? Is this game one of those generic gab gifts you would get for your
grandpapa
at your local party city? What happened to the suspense of that intro? It's like we went from a Star Trek ripoff game to a game made for preschoolers? Like, the fuck? Oh my god, this character. How do I describe what I'm seeing here? He looks like Butters mixed with Elmer Fudd. Maybe sprinkle a little Pepper Ann in there too. And well, this guy, the
biggest fucking loser of the entire galaxy.
I'm sorry. I mean, for the most part, the space station looks fine, but what is with this eye on the side? It's almost like some Frankenstein creation from Ripley's Believe It or Not, rather than an actual space station. Also, what is this music? Is this normal space music, or is this Barney the frickin' dinosaur music? Because the only thing I remember about Barney was this. Those were the good old days. Quality assurance, eh? We'll see about that. Hopefully the game is good and not developed by someone who slept during development. Hey fellas, why is everyone staring at me? What do you want? The reason why everyone is staring because, well, this is your game menu. The Geekwad games are, to put it nicely, a collection of minigames. Oh wow, that sounds great. How many minigames are there? Well, 5. No, I'm not yanking your chain. That's actually how many minigames there are in both Geekwad games. Right off the bat, this is an issue, because this just seems like one of those 101 game packs. Now imagine Tsunami, instead of packing in 100 minigames, or even at the very least 50, instead they only made 5, for probably the same price as that 101 pack. I tried finding the MSRP for this game, but since this game is so obscure, I can't find any info on it. Not even the game's ending, but considering this game did come in a box, it was probably not that cheap. Anyway, the story for this game is that King Wacky has been captured by this terrifying fella. This is Geekwad's alter ego, the Cyber Geek. He's trapped the king in this jar over here, and we need to figure out the code to open the top hatch of this jar. Once we open the jar, we then need to defuse the bomb placed in it, and if that isn't done correctly, well, everybody dies. To figure out the code, you could just brute force, which could take kinda forever, or you can beat Cyber Geek's high scores in each game. Yes, there are trivia questions, but they didn't help me in my playthrough that much. Anyway, let's actually get on with the minigames. The first minigame is Beefender, shown to us by Carl Raygun. Yeah, very clever, guys. Got Stuart Francis in this? This is like making a pun out of the name William Shakespeare, changing it to Wedgie Stain. It just doesn't work. Oh, by the way, get used to these horrible puns, because there's gonna be a Beefender is exactly what it sounds like. It's Defender, but with cows. Instead of a ship shooting aliens, you're a dumbass on a witch's broom with a horse head shooting at bull. And those bull are turning the cows into more bull. Wait. Saddam Hussein. Holy buffalo. Bob Ross, are you serious? The Geekwad series has this sense of humor where they rely on these cringe-worthy puns. If they were trying to be funny, they have failed miserably. And we haven't even touched the game itself yet. It sucks. While the controls in Beefender aren't horrible, I mean, it controls like how a Defender clone would, but one problem you will come across with all these minigames is the lag. Holy the lag. The lag turns these controls from a somewhat decent experience to a complete mess. What's even funnier is that when there's less sprites on the screen, the game speed actually ramps up to how it should. So basically, Geekwad's Games of the Galaxy is an unoptimized mess. It makes you feel like you're walking through lakes of cement, then mud, then cement, rinse and repeat. And I tried different settings in DOSBox as well, and well, it still runs the exact same. Well, considering whoever programmed this minigame collection was probably this guy, I shouldn't be too surprised. Next, let's look at Phlegmings. Phlegmings? The music that plays sounds very familiar, but can't put my finger on it. Just kidding, it's a song used from 2001 Space Odyssey. Yeah, of course they use that.
Sounds like they can't even have original music, and they resort to using the same old stock music that millions have heard at this point.
Take a breather. What do you say we play a round of golf? Sure, I'd be fine with that. If this was actual friggin' golf, and Phlegmings were instead an astronaut flying around hitting boogers that come out of this nose up here. We use a golf club to destroy said boogers, and if one attaches to you, you can walk to this worm Kleenex thing and they'll just fall right off. However, if 3 boogers latch onto you, well, you're dead. Plus, despite the music in the intro being generic, the ambient sounds are pretty complimentary to this minigame, I do have to say. It reminds me of that one song from Marble Madness. However, the game itself is pretty frustrating. There's not many boogers in each stage, so it doesn't even feel that challenging. However, the reason why I say it's frustrating is just trying to hit the damn boogers themselves. Your attack hit is so delayed when swinging your golf club, and if you mistime your swings, well, they grab onto you. And again, if 3 of them grab onto you, you're dead. There's also times where the boogers are grouped into each other, so if you run into that group, you could have 2 or 3 of them on you and just instantly die. Yeah, that's totally fair. But yeah, not much to say about this besides, well, it's just boring, generic, and I hated it. Alright, next game, Earth Last. So get this, the goal of this game is to catch the falling Hagaloogies from this guy, so they don't fall onto Earth and cause a global catastrophe. Unlike Kaboom, however, Earth Last is nowhere near as fast-paced. The drops are less frequent and they fall way slower too. You don't even have to try with getting a high score here. Just move your mouse at a certain speed back and forth and you will beat that high score without even trying. It's probably the best game in this collection so far, but even that isn't saying much. I'd much rather play the original Kaboom than this garbage. Plus, at least in Kaboom, I don't have to hear. Alrighty, next up, Yurtle. Look at this. Holy sweet snake in my butthole. I thought the Sud Cow joke was bad, but this, how do I say this without sounding offensive? How did the developers even let this pass? Who at freaking Tsunami was like, yeah, this is not offensive at all? Oh, by the way, his dialogue ain't much better. Yurtle's my name. Starship Wacky Counselor I am. Backwards talk I. You may I help? I know they were trying to use their pun humor and make their own version of Yoda, but the dialogue just sounds more horrible than just trying to make bad Yoda jokes. Let's just play Space Solicitor, whatever. Grandma Fartz here wants me to get rid of these solicitors by throwing rocks at them. Yes, it's Space Invaders, only with solicitors. Girl Scout, baseball players, monks, and clowns. This game also has very severe lag when there's too much on screen, and when you try to throw a rock, the delay between the press of the button and the throw it just makes this game practically unplayable. You definitely earned your keep. My hat goes off to you. But since I don't have a hat, get lost. What, are you kidding? I defended your home from clouds and baseball players, lady, so don't give me this bullshit. God, no wonder most kids now don't appreciate old people, you bastard. Alright, thank God. Last game. Dr. Isaac Klapoff and his game Grogger. I wonder. Oh, yep. It's Frogger. Now, how could geekwad screw up a game as simple as Frogger? Well, they did alright, and they did hard. You work for a space drive-thru restaurant called Grogger's Grub and Gruel, and you just deliver the food to the customers that arrive on the other side. You'd think it would be as simple as bringing the food to the hole where the customer is, but of course, that makes too much sense. I initially went to the space where the car was, and well, I fell. It turns out there's 5 spaces at the bottom for orders 1 through 5, and you have to bring the order with the correct number to that customer. However, I still fell until I figure out, oh, you're supposed to land on the platform on the side of the car. Can you blame me? I thought you couldn't even walk on those. One of the big problems with this minigame is the lack of direction. Most competent games will give you, oh, I don't know, a good indication on where to go. But this game, nope, you're on your own. Good luck, pal. It literally took me 20 tries till I figured it out. All because these platforms here don't give you an indication on where to jump. At least in Frogger, you have an idea on where to jump to. Another problem this game has is the spawning platform on the top here. See, in Frogger, when you jump from platform to platform, you can always save yourself and jump to a platform behind you if there are none in front of you, so it feels more strategic. This game, however, I've had so many instances of being trapped on a platform to slowly meet my inevitable demise just because a platform didn't spawn behind or in front of me. You will fall into the pit so many times on accident just because of the stupid delay between when you press the arrow and moving. On top of the fact you have these controls plus the platform issue I mentioned earlier, and you have what I consider the worst Frogger clone I have ever played in my life. Nothing's explained to you, the controls suck, and nothing gives you an indication on what to do. Yeah, you know what? I'm done with this minigame. Just give me the letter and get this game done and over with. So, after you've beaten the high score in every game, we can figure out what the word is to defuse the bomb. Oh, I get it. Comic. Alright, I got the lid open. Time to defuse. So we have 2 wires going into a hamster wheel with a coat hanger holding a paint can, a light switch, and this creep right here. Oh my god! That's freaking brutal! If you make the wrong move while defusing, everyone except Cyber not only dies, but they get freaking obliterated. That's freaking amazing. So to defuse it, we don't choose the one wire to cut. We have to click on the wires and trips in a certain order. If done correctly, we win. That's the end of the game. You don't get any rewards, you don't get nothing. Ha ha ha, nerd stuff. Okay then. You too, Tsunami Games. Maybe that's why they called you Tsunami Games. I'm the boat, they're the tsunami, they fucked me in the ass over. So, that's geekwad Games of the Galaxy. Definitely one of the worst minigame collections I've played ever. The games are horrible, the controls suck, the graphics make me want to vomit, the god-awful puns, and the game runs like shit. This really makes me appreciate those 101 collections, because sure, they might still be boring, but at least they're functional, they're playable, and also it's more games games in one pack so you're getting a better value. This game though, I mean, holy crap. I think they were trying to use the humor to sell the game. However, if the humor isn't funny, which it wasn't in this case, well, they failed miserably, and there is no reason to play this game unless if you're extremely curious. But I will say it did help me figure out what games to play. Yeah, precisely. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna play some actual arcade games on MAME, and I'm gonna tell Geekwad here to eat shit. See ya!